from an advanced manual called Humourously Speaking, so it's manual, and she'll be doing speech number 4. The objectives of this speech is to prepare a speech that opens with a self-deprecating joke, string together 2 or 3 jokes in the speech body, and thirdly, close with a humorous story. Our speaker has, when I asked her about the fear that she may have experienced, she has, and I don't have the advantage of hearing what the things that were shared at the introduction, so I apologize if I'm repeating something that she's already said, but her time in Toastmasters, and she's been with the group just a little bit over 2 years, has been marked with just taking any and all assignments from, she's been our VP of membership, she's been our president, she has been involved in numerous different types of contests, and just for this past year, I'm not sure if she lost her mind, but they got her at a weak moment, and she is our area governor. So she has been taking it taking it all in, and I commend her for it. She's been actually an inspiration to the rest of us. So, giving her speech called Battle of the Bulge, please welcome Linda Fraser.
Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our welcome guests. I have been watching my weight for some time now, at least the last couple of years. And when I say watching my weight, I mean literally. Every morning when I get up, I step on the scales. And earlier in the year, every time I stepped on the scales, I go, up another pound. And off I'd go. The next day I'd climb on the scales again, another pound. And it didn't seem to do much until I got to a certain point. And I understand that when you get older, it is much harder to lose weight. I believe the reason for that is because by then, your body and your fat have become such good friends. But I decided that perhaps joining Weight Watchers would help me somewhat. So several months ago, I signed up. Now with Weight Watchers, the idea is that you can still eat food that you like, within reason, and lose weight. The idea is all foods have a point value. Vegetables have 0 points, so of course they're encouraged. And then the other points, basically the higher the fiber content compared to the fat or calorie content, the lower points it has. And each person individually has a different set of points that they are allowed to have each day. So depending on the weight that you're starting at, activity level, your age, is going to determine how many points per day you should consume of food in order to still lose weight. So a smaller person can have maybe only 20-point allowance, and a bigger person may be allowed to have 30 points worth of food. Now, the idea that you can eat what you want really is if you just absolutely have to have that big honking piece of chocolate cake, you're allowed to have it. But the rest of your day is going to be made up of water and vegetables to make up for it. If that's what you want to eat that day, that's fine. But the idea really is just kind of getting to know that you could have a whole steak dinner for the same number of points as that chocolate cake. So then it becomes, do I want a whole meal or do I want this? And you get to decide on a day-to-day basis. Counting points is a challenge for me though. I just haven't been able to keep track every single day of every little thing that I'm eating and the measuring of the food. I've got the scale on my counter and I just can't get it moved out the 3 inches closer to myself so that I can measure out what 3 ounces of meat is. So it's much better for me to eyeball it. I just know, okay, this is about, you know, and they say that a potato shouldn't be bigger than your fist. 3 ounces of meat is maybe the size of a deck of cards. There's other ways of measuring things. So I found that much easier, but I really couldn't tell you how many points a day that I'm consuming. So yes, weight is coming off very, very slowly. But slower is better, right? If you take it off slowly, it's supposed to stay off. I'm sticking to that one. Also, if I exercised, perhaps the weight would come off a little bit faster. I understand that exercise is important, although for myself, the only exercise I have been getting lately is jumping to conclusions. But it is good to fit it somehow into your daily routine. I know my mother, when she turned 60, she started walking 5 miles a day. She's 78 now. We don't have a clue where she is. But with the exercise I do, I actually have a gym membership. I've had it for a while now. I just keep paying for it. And I can't get myself motivated enough to walk through the doors. And I believe what it is, it's those machines. I find them to be a little bit intimidating. With that Stairmaster, you climb on the Stairmaster, and I find that, like, I'm pushing with all my might. And it's not doing anything. Or else I get one that's on a lower level or something, and you're pushing down, and you're going all the way down, and then you're slowly coming back up. So, okay, it's still not doing it for me. So in my gym, I found this cool little machine. I don't know how old it is. It looked pretty archaic. But it's a rowing machine. And instead of the oars, it's just these rubber straps. So you get yourself onto this machine, you hang on to these straps, and you've got a digital display that has several little rowers that are rowing along with you. And the idea is that you have to kind of keep up with these rowers. And you can set what level you want. Beginner. So here I am on this rowing machine. I am pulling with all my might, and I just keep yanking away on it. And this machine, it just keeps beeping at me, and it's saying, row faster, you must keep up, you're getting behind. And I'm trying, and finally the machine, it's got this little display, and it comes up and it says, stroke, more strokes. And of course me, I'm trying so hard. I just about had a stroke trying to keep up with this. So that was the end of that. I just found that doing the exercise in a gym is just much too irksome for me. I'm not going to go there. So I'm going to be continuing my effort with the Weight Watchers. I know it's going to take me a while. I'm going to get there, but happy to say that I am still stepping on the scales on a daily basis. I'm watching, but at least now I'm watching it go the other way. Finally, at 13 pounds so far, many, many more to go. What my hope is that one of these days I am going to be able to put on those clothes that have been in my closet and seem to have shrunk a couple of sizes when I wasn't looking.
Thank you, Linda.